In today's video, we're going to be talking about unpopular black metal opinions. So, a lot of people have got in touch on YouTube and Instagram and Discord to share their unpopular opinions about black metal and the genre, and even black metal as a community. So remember, all of these are opinions, please don't take all of these too seriously. Let's keep things civil. I can tell from this list it's going to be a big one and a lot of people are going to be angry. And if you want to share your opinion or even your unpopular black metal opinion, you can do so in the comments. Here's number one. Non-blasty black metal is better than blasty black metal. So, I'm not too sure about this, personally, because I like blasty black metal, but I don't like it when it's a blast beat for the whole song. I like variation, 1349 style. But if you mean like that mid-tempo rubbish, that weak crap, then yeah, forget about it, that's terrible. So much more interesting drum beats that you can use. And here's another cool example, because instead of having like a blast beat going the whole time, you could have the feet going and the drums or the hands going like crashes and stuff, or have like a really cool groove going on with the hands. So you can keep the speed element with the feet, but you can keep the hands doing more like half-time groovy stuff and really just make it so tight with the riff that it just sounds amazing. The core of black metal being satanic. I disagree with this because it was on one of the Black Metal Legends episode with Siderman, the bass player of 1349, and he nailed what black metal is. And he was saying black metal is pictures, black metal is nature, and it all makes sense because whenever you listen to black metal, you think of pictures, you think of things in your head, you're taken to a different place. That is really the core of black metal. Haha, remember guys, use correct technique. You're in the right place to learn good black metal technique. Immortal has no good albums after Pure Holocaust. I disagree with that. I think At the Heart of Winter is the best Immortal album. Oh, this is juicy. I disagree with this. I think Emperor's best releases are their first two albums, In the Nightside Eclipse and Anthems. Purely because not only were they inspirational to me, they also taught me how to create songs and guitar riffs where two guitars are still independent of each other and still working harmonically, and they're just very, very well written. I really enjoy those albums. This one made me laugh. I'm not the biggest Vartane fan, but I can see and hear that there is a lot of De Mysteriis influence in their music. But then that could be said for a lot of bands. I don't know. Ooh, this one's gonna start a bit of a fire, I think. See, Dissection, I am not the biggest fan. I think they've got 3 amazing songs. I think what it is that Dissection make very, very melodic songs. And it can be in that happy category, which is why it could be less black metal in a way. But hey, I still think their best song is the Somber Lane title track. Nah, I love Dimmu Borgir. They're great. They've made some really cool music. See, I prefer King of Hell and Gohil era Gorgoroth as opposed to Infernus or pre-Gohil or post-Gohil and King of Hell Gorgoroth eras. Gohil being the best songwriter in black metal history. So if you don't know who that is, he's in Grand Belial's Key. I think he's like the main songwriter. I very, very much disagree with this. We've got much better songwriters in black metal. There's lots of good non-repetitive black metal albums out there, like 1349's Liberation, that's got riffs all over the place. Mayhem's Order had KO. There's definitely stuff out there. Emperor, no, they're not overrated. They are really, really bloody good. Yeah, lots of great albums from the late 90s and early 2000s. There's even some cool albums from the 2010s. Yep, I agree. See, I love both bands. I love Mayhem and I love Dark Throne. The thing is, without both bands, black metal wouldn't be what it is today without them. Leviathan, I'm not their biggest fan musically, and I don't know too much about the singer. He tried to assault his girlfriend back in the day or something. Yeah, it's not looking good, bruv. Oof. Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I can't really deny that. The thing is, black metal can be this kind of philosophical thing and people can really deep it And ultimately, if you still take it as face value, it's just a music genre. They did Death Crush, which is fantastic. But also the thing is, we all know why an album came out after Euronymous died. I'm not the biggest Burzum fan either. I think when it comes to early black metal, Thorns, Mayhem and Darkthrone really did it best. So we've got a couple repeat opinions here about Dissection not being as good and early Mayhem being overrated. The 1349 one's interesting because old 1349 is far more potent than newer 1349, but that doesn't mean new 1349 is bad. And with the second wave of black metal and corpse paint, I think corpse paint can work depending on the band. If it suits the music and the overall themes in the image and it's not done in a cringe way, then yeah, it's fine. And it's an interesting take on the newer black metal, because newer black metal is a lot easier to listen to, and it still has the familiarity of old black metal, but it's just presented in a more approachable package, I think. The thing is that it's been so many years since the Mayhem drama happened, and they have released albums after that. And Mayhem, after Euronymous, kept going. They had Blasphemer, and he wrote Wolfslayer Abyss and Ordo ad Chaos, which are incredible albums, so I think there's a lot more to Mayhem than just the drama. This is very much based on preference. For me, I think Norwegian black metal is best. It kind of is just a bit dad rocky and satany. That's a really interesting one, because of course as a band becomes more successful, the more business minded they need to become and the more people get involved. With more people involved, then there's more marketing and more things going on with said band. But if you're making a full-time income from your band, then there really is no other way going about it, because ultimately it's sales. You need to sell albums, you need to sell merch, you need to keep the cash flow coming in. For some people it's selling out, but for some people it's their life, and really if that's what they want to do, I can't knock them. Another one that's gonna annoy a few people. I think it's two things. Number one, you don't have to be the most technical guitar player to write great songs, and I kind of like Bathory. I kind of like the early stuff. Yeah, I'm not a massive Burzum fan. I think they've got a few good songs, but I don't think they've got any good albums at all. I think after he started making Dungeon Synth, it started to go downhill overall when it came to song quality. There's a few fun things that Varg has made, but it's not great. See, this is one of those things that it can either be cringe or super based, because you can have cringe, like this stuff, and then you can have like based, which is this stuff. Yeah, I like Hellhammer more than Venom. I think they write better riffs and better songs. Okay, I didn't know who this was until looking him up, but honestly, Rock and Roll McDonald's is better than any Dungeon Synth I've ever listened to. Black metal today being better than it ever has been. I think the access to black metal has been improved a lot, because we've got Spotify now and streaming services, so you can easily find music. I don't know, it's been a very long time since I've heard a new black metal band that has really set my heart on fire, so I'm not too sure. If we're talking about shining the jazz band, then yeah, in some ways. They're definitely a lot more original than the other terrible shining. It's interesting because black metal these days, to me at least, is not much of a rebellion. It's more a case of people wanting to make extreme music, and that's also fine. See, I think this is overall correct, because the thing about black metal is that it should be, at some level, empowering. It should have this kind of force. And having a music genre and maybe even a following and a group of people who are romanticizing and facilitating a level of self-loathing, I don't think is healthy at all. And this is one of the issues with the black metal culture of today, for some people and some groups, is that they just don't have awareness of their surroundings. And what I mean by that is they are unaware of how they are perceived in the world. Now, that doesn't mean don't be yourself, but it's more the case of you can be yourself, but you've got to have this confidence to be yourself rather than trying to be someone else, because people can smell that. People can totally tell when someone isn't being authentic to themselves. And that's the issue. As well as this, you've got lots of people posting really weird stuff on TikTok. You've got the romanticization of deaths and suicides and people thinking it's cute. And then you've got all these people living up to the stereotypes, or the negative stereotypes. And ultimately, the pure ethos of this channel is to help influence and inspire the next wave of black metal musicians. And that also means that people need to present themselves accordingly, have this extra level of awareness, and not be so cringe or so weird in real life or the internet, because that's the real big issue here. So this is a very, very real comment, and it's quite astounding. It's really astounding, because it's just so wrong on a million different levels. Black metal is a feeling, not a genre. I disagree, it is a music genre. And there is feeling involved, but there's feeling involved in all arts. Yeah, it's true. Devgohil have some great riffs. Cradle of Filth have some great riffs. See, I am more in the camp for cohesive riffs. I like it when riffs sound more focused, because it's good to use dissonance, but too much dissonance makes a riff less strong. It makes it less catchy, it makes it less approachable, and in some cases that really works. Ah yes, the mid-tempo blast. Admittedly, the best use of a mid-tempo blast is in Satanic Propaganda by 1349, with the riff in the verses. Something that's brutal doesn't make good music, something that's raw doesn't make good music. Being controversial doesn't make music good, I agree. Music theory is good to learn and also to forget, but honestly, use click tracks live, because your band will become so much tighter. This is true, because people like what they like, and people don't like what they don't like. I think the general BPM of most black metal bands nowadays is about 170, 180-ish. We need to bring that up to like 220 minimum for real, 210 minimum. Yeah, get some more cool blast beats in. But also I kind of agree with this, because there needs to be a lot more kind of interesting, creative drum beats, more than just 16th notes. Just more kind of going on, you know, Hellhammer style, I guess. Here's a list of things that I agree with. I just want to touch on 2 points there. The first of which is, I think the best Mayhem album overall is Ordo ad Chaos. And yeah, we definitely need more bass in black metal, and more interesting bass parts in black metal. Please remember to look after yourself, wear fresh clothes, shower regularly, make sure your facial hair is like nice and trimmed, because no one likes people who are stinky and have bad breath. And here's a list of things I don't agree with. Let's move on. Okay, this one's painful. Right, 1349 guitar tones. The best one is on Revelations of the Black Flame. Okay, yeah, this song, go and listen to it, because this is absolutely correct. See, I think the bands that do the triumphant and epic sound best are Keep of Kalisin and Devgohil. And overall, I guess, yeah, it's nicer when black metal has like this evil edge to it, but I don't know, sometimes the melodies work as well. Right, well, I'm not the biggest Uada fan. I've listened to some of their songs and I haven't been captured by anything at all. So I don't really know about Black Braid at all. They slipped by me, but here is going to be actual real life. Well, I'm actually looking online now, and if you type Black Braid into images on Google, you will not get the band, so you have to type in Black Braid band. I mean, he just looks like a regular kind of heavy metal guy, I guess. What about their Instagram? Black Braid Cavalt. Oh, he actually used... Okay. This is just one of those things that shows if you look cool kind of like online and have like this image and this kind of look, then people kind of flock to it. Because really what this is a level of good marketing. It's when people just eat with their eyes. This is another interesting point, because there is a lot about image with black metal. I think the Satanism thing in black metal is kind of dying out because it just got a bit cringe. I think it's been since the mid-2010s when black metal focused on the image a lot more. It's always been quite visual with corpse paint, but it became a bit more of a spectacle, I'd say. But really, I'm one of those people that thinks music for music's sake. What suits the music best? And really, I just want the music to speak for itself. Ooh. I don't think Venom or Bathory created black metal. I think Mayhem created black metal. As in, Mayhem really kind of trajected what black metal is. Now this is a hot take. Damn. Emperor did really level up after Anthems, and Trim is an amazing drummer. Yeah, this is the thing. So it really depends on how creative a musician or a band is. Because yes, there are some traits that make something black metal, but it's a case of, you know, do what you want with it. Don't need to follow a formula. The politics surrounding black metal is something that I don't like or want to mention on my channel because it's for music's sake. And the thing is, there's no good racist black metal band, and racist people aren't very intelligent. Here's a few opinions I don't really understand. What is true or pure black metal? Like, is, I don't know, 1349 less black metal than Sargeist? Is early Ulva less black metal than, I don't know, Nightbringer? This one, I mean, I think people deep black metal too much. It's just a music genre. Like, stuff like this just makes it more like a cult. Here's two opinions about the drama that happened in Norway in the early 90s. The thing is, if it wasn't for the publicity, we would not have black metal as what it is today. See, nihilism to me is a level of self-loathing. I think life has more to offer, and we can add value into our own lives and other people's lives. Yeah, I can see that. When it comes to the atmospheric bands, I think Darkspace do it best. This one's quite curious because in the early days of black metal, I think it was about being as ugly and grim sounding as possible. But Lamented Souls had ICS Vortex on vocals, and they started in around 1991, but I'm not sure when he started doing vocals for the band. But then you had some clean vocals as well in Emperor's music, and even parts of Demisteries had some kind of clean vocal. Yeah, I think it's great when drummers show off their talent, and when it really fits the music, it's fantastic. And if a band wants to use good production, then of course they're more than welcome to. And this is okay. It's all okay. Yeah, I quite like it when bands push the boundaries and really push for their own sound. I think it's way more creative and way more exciting. See, is Dungeon Synth even black metal? And finally we have this. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching if you made it this far. I don't really like doing these kind of videos sometimes because I much prefer to focus on genuine learning and genuine improvement and making things better. But maybe you could have learned something from this as well. Have a great day.